This lecture covers Chapter 22 of the Scarlet Letter. Chapter 22 of the Scarlet Letter is called the Procession. Dimmesdale is at the head of the procession, preparing to give one of the most important sermons of the church year, the Election Day Sermon. As we've talked about in previous chapters, it is the sermon that he stayed up all night the night before to deliver. On some level, Dimmesdale believes that this will be his last sermon to his parish here in Boston. He is planning to leave with Hester and Pearl, and he knows that that ship leaves 4 days from now. Hester is watching the sermon, standing at the foot of the scaffold. She is somewhere behind the rest of the parish, again, still outside the regular community. And please note again that the narrator has brought us back to the scaffold once again. This is where we started the novel, and this is where we will finish. Hester, Pearl, and all of the townspeople cannot help but notice how healthy and rejuvenated Mr. Dimmesdale looks. Just like Hester, this knowledge that he might be able to escape from what has been a very sad and difficult life seems to have turned him back to his older self, to his younger self. They cannot remember the last time he looked this good, but we as readers know that it was 7 years ago before Hester was forced to stand on the scaffold to repent for her sin of adultery. Mistress Hibbins happens by at that point, and she asks Hester if Dimmesdale looked this healthy when they met in the forest yesterday, a few days ago. Hester is very startled by this question. She's very startled that Mistress Hibbins knows about this meeting in the forest. Just like Dimmesdale did when he was confronted by Mistress Hibbins about this visit, Hester pretends to have absolutely no idea what the old woman is talking about. She just kind of ignores her. Pearl at that point joins her mother at the foot of the scaffold to listen to, as she calls him, the strange minister give her sermon. And at that point, she also confirms with her that Chillingworth will indeed be on the ship with them. Again, Pearl still does not know of the real identity of Chillingworth. Hester again starts to think about what this means, about how this life she had planned to have with Dimmesdale and Pearl far away in Europe, this happy family that she never thought she could have, she now realizes again that it is not going to happen. Chillingworth is not going to allow it to happen. As she is lost in her thoughts again, she comes to realize that all of the townspeople have now turned and they are all looking at her. And that is where chapter 22 comes to an end.